Welcome to Transmissions Alt Mode, where we talk all news, comics, and media related to the Transformers. On this episode, Daniel Warren Johnson takes over the Triple Takeover Podcast. Josh Cooley and Lorenzo DiBonaventura talk about Transformers 1, and the G.I. Joe Transformers crossover movie gets one step closer to reality. Today is Friday, June 21st, 2024, and this is episode 395 of Transmissions Alt Mode.
Welcome to Transmissions Alt Mode, the podcast that's seeing double, 4 Hemsworths. I'm your host, Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hey, how's it going?
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
I'm not sure I understand that intro, but I know that Lorenzo DiBonaventura is a dick. Let's talk Transformers.
Well,
Daryl not being shy in his opinions. Yeah. As always, we start the show by thanking our Donatrons, those lovely people who support us on Patreon and PayPal. Thank you all so much for continuing to help us out and keep the show going. Your contributions really make a difference. If you are not a Donatron and would like to become one, just go to transmissionspodcast.com/support, and that is where you can sign up. Of course, as a Donatron, you get some perks, including access to all our bonus shows. That would be We Like Big Bots. That is, all the episodes are available on our Patreon page for all our Donatrons. So you can check those out right there. We've got 12 episodes already up there, and episode 13 is already out. So we just had that come out this week. It's a brand new We Like Big Bots. So another Big Bot is on the books, and Daryl and Dr. Pants did a great job talking about it. Daryl, you want to give any more teases? You had a little bit of a tease in the main show this week. You want to reveal anything more?
What else can I reveal? Well, this large character is a transformer. I'll give you this one. This one's pretty telling then, okay? This character is an Autobot.
That narrows it down.
Yeah.
That's 50%. I took away half. I took away half of the characters.
All right. Well, everyone, you just got to become a Donatron to find out and check it out and let us know what you think of these Big Bot episodes. And if you want more, Daryl at transmissionspodcast.com. Send all your email there.
Or praise, because it takes a lot. I mean,
yeah, if you want to praise Dr. Pants.
Of course, we've also got season 3 of our Transformers Live Play RPG podcast, Empire of Rust, episode 117, Powerful Living Rocks. Just came out this week, and it's right now available at transmissionspodcast.com/rust. And then the bonus version of episode 118 will be out next Monday, June 24th. So just a couple days. That's the bonus version of episode 118. And you get it a week early than the regular version. So all your Donatrons will get the bonus uncut version a week early. So stay tuned for that. We've still got copies of our Transformers #1 exclusive Skybound cover with artwork by E.J. Sue. You can order that directly at our website, transmissionspodcast.com/comic. And we will ship that right out to you. We will be bringing these to TFCon Toronto as well. So if you are coming to TFCon Toronto, you can order it on the website too for show pickup at the convention. Or if you run into us and want to buy one, you can let us know when we're there. So we should have a bunch available. So check it out.
Yeah, we'll hook you up.
And of course, we've got our Toy Hacks promo code for the month of June, 15% off at toyhacks.com with that code DADBOTS, DADBOTS, DADBOTS. and that code is still active. Will be active for about another week for the month of June. All right, let's jump into alt mode talk with starting off with some comics news. Okay, starting off with comics news, we have Daniel Warren Johnson, the writer of the current Skybound Transformers comic, was on the Triple Takeover podcast. So you can listen to that at tripletakeover.com. Those guys do a great show, so you can check it out. I have not listened to this yet, so I don't know what was talked about there. But of course, you're going to hear some, inside baseball about the Skybound Transformers comic. So we've been following the Transformers comic for a while now, and we've been doing all the reviews, really enjoying it. So, hearing from the creator is always awesome. So check out this Triple Takeover podcast. These guys do a great job, and yeah. If you only listen to 2 podcasts, listen to ours and Triple Takeover. Next up, if you didn't think there were enough reprints of Skybound Transformers and Void Rivals, there's a couple more. So issue number 1 of Transformers and Void Rivals are getting additional printings. This is the 7th printing for Transformers number 1 and the 9th printing for Void Rivals number 1. Yeah. We've got the artwork here. I'm not sure who's the artist. Is it Philia Bretukin and Rex Locus are the artists and colorists on these new covers. So if you needed more covers for these comics, here they are.
There's something to be said about a comic that, like, in the comic collecting, industry, for people who are like big into like scarcity and stuff like that, apparently every time that a comic gets reprinted, its numbers get less and less. So we're on, like, what did you say, the 9th printing of Void Rivals number 1?
Yes.
So this is like what? They're printing like 15 of these books? So it's got to be pretty low, these numbers. So the collector in me says, oh, you got to buy it. There's very few of these. But I already own like 6 copies of this fucking book. Like, I got to stop at some point here, right? Then the other part of my brain that says, oh, it's a connecting cover, you got to buy it, right? Well, no, I got to stop. I got to draw the line somewhere.
Here, let me help you, Daryl. Look at all those stamps on those
yeah. I can see it. It looks pretty bad, actually. So, but I'm the stamping thing is one of those things that I can look past, just because I need the cover or something like that, or I'm buying the book because I have to buy the book. But I can personally draw the line, because enough's enough here, guys. Like 9 and 7, reprints. Like, this is crazy, right?
Yeah.
What are the numbers on these things now? Like, it's got to be low. So anyway, I just wanted to say, make mention of that, because usually the more desirable reprints are the first, second, the second, third, fourth, fifth print, because the numbers get less and less and less and less and less. But I can't believe that these things are still, valuable on the secondary market. So it's ridiculous.
Wow. Does anybody know, like, I recognize everyone in these pictures, but do you know who the big face in the background is? Is that...
I mean, I don't know. It looks like a movie style face, but I don't know. I mean, everyone is not to scale either.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is.
Oh,
yeah,
well.
everyone else has shown up in the series at some point.
Maybe this copy will have a new page that introduces a new character, make it all mean something.
Somehow I doubt that. All right. That's all the comics news. So let's move on to Transformers media news.
All right. So in media news this week, we've got a little bit of news regarding the Transformers and G.I. Joe crossover movie. This story listed as the G.I. Joe Transformers crossover movie, but we know that that's bullshit because it's a Transformers G.I. Joe movie, because as of right now, G.I. Joe is non-existent. So
They have business cards.
get your shit right. Transformers is first. Anyway, they have landed a writer for this movie. That's going to be the Jurassic World writer, Derek Connolly. This is also the same movie that apparently Chris Hemsworth is in talks to star. So we don't know a whole heck of a lot. We really don't want to speculate too much on what will be, whether it'll even happen. So yeah, but it's got this writer right now. So and from previous iterations of these movies, and in hearing about the kind of the behind the scenes of movie making, that the movies can take multiple different directions with writers. So this might not even be the only writer that they have before the movie comes out. So anyway, Derek Connolly, he worked on Jurassic World and Detective Pikachu are the two big ones that he's done.
Later in the article, actually, it expands his resume. So not just those two movies, also Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, the sequel to Jurassic World, and then Kong Skull Island, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
I wouldn't really want
I'm not. Look, I'm not trying to hype it up. I'm just listing them.
Okay.
And he is currently working on the Legend of Zelda adaptation that's going to be coming in a few years. So, so I was not a fan of the Jurassic World. At least Fallen Kingdom, I thought was pretty bad. So I don't know. This is a mixed resume here, and I hope. I mean, for this movie's sake and for Legend of Zelda, I hope he's good.
Oh, well, I could care less about Legend of Zelda, but I liked the Jurassic World movies. So I thought they were good.
Detective Pikachu was good.
Yeah, Pikachu was good. Detective Pikachu was good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting to see Pikachu and Deadpool mixed together. Anyway, moving on to the next story. Jeremy, you got the right one up? Hey,
there you
go. So we've got a couple different reactions. So Transformers 1 is starting to get screenings, and it's starting to premiere in different places, I guess. And so I haven't really read this article, so I'm gonna just kind of. Why don't you take it, Jeremy? Yeah, right. Go ahead.
It's not really screening in multiple places. It's just that this one festival, the Annecy Festival in France, and they streamed or they previewed the Ninja Turtle animated movie last year at the same place. Paramount Nickelodeon has got some relationship with the people running this festival. So, from my understanding, not even it wasn't finished. Like there was all the computer animation wasn't completely finished yet, but they do the voice work ahead of time. So they were essentially seeing a complete plot, and there was multiple applause, ovations. Apparently, it was very funny, very enjoyable. So it gives me a lot of hope for the movie.
Good. This article does not, even though it's the subtitle compares it to the Transformers '86 movie. This is not. There is no direct comparison in this article to the.
Well, they just say it's the first animated movie since '86.
Right.
That's the comparison. We'll get into the talk about that a little bit later.
Well. Next up, we have a new promotional poster that was released for Transformers 1, and this is from the Annecy Festival of Animation. So,
the same festival.
A couple posters. This first one is, I guess it's a big top, like a circus tent. I don't know. It looks like a circus tent. Got a couple of character faces in there. The next one is a picture of a city. And the next one is, I guess this is a promotional poster for the movie, but it looks more like some, I don't know, some art from like a video game or something like that. It doesn't quite look like it's from the movie. Anyway, yeah, these are some promotional posters that are out. All right. And here's the shit. So I guess Variety sat down with Lorenzo DiBonaventura. And was Cooley part of this one too? Yeah, so Josh Cooley, the director, was also part of this. And they asked him a bunch of questions as you would in an interview. And the one Jeremy mentioned one earlier, but the one I want to point out is the is where they asked DiBonaventura about the '86 film, because this pissed me off. DiBonaventura is an asshole. Just get that out there. So where's the question? Yeah, so the question was, this is the first animated Transformers movie in 40 years. It's not, it's 38 years, but whatever. What challenges did you face in getting it made?
That's nitpicking. Come on, Daryl.
Come on. This is Variety. This isn't freaking like the high school newspaper.
Right. When you do this, before you get into what Lorenzo says, sure, read the ending of Cooley's comment as well, to show the difference between the two.
Comment.
Okay.
Cooley answered first. He said there were a lot of different challenges on this film. The fact that it's animated, I think, is a benefit, though, being that it's set on Cybertron. There are no humans, and it's all about the robots. It just feels natural to animate that, as opposed to doing any other version. We went as big and as epic as possible, just to match that feeling that other people remember from the '86 film. Good. That's exactly what you would want. This is right. It sounds like it's great. DiBonaventura comes in and says, "What's so surprising about the '86 film is how dark it is. Honestly, I don't understand why people love it so much. For some, maybe it was their first cinematic experience, but it's really a downer movie. Interestingly, when we showed our trailer for the first time, the fans' reaction was to compare our movie to that one. But they're so not comparable because that's so dark, and this has so much humanity. They're completely different movies in many ways." Shut up. Dink. 86 movies, like, untouchable. You shouldn't even try to compare. But yeah, there are some dark moments, but that's in the first 7 minutes, man. Like, get out of here. Is it 12?
Yeah.
I mean,
you're on the Transformers podcast. You should know this.
Oh, sorry.
What I find vexing about this comment is DiBonaventura has produced all the live action Transformers movies, and a good chunk of those are very like ultra violent and dark and, killing people for no reason. And he's like, I don't know why people like the 86 movie. It's like, and you know, and I think Josh Cooley gets it. He's like, yeah, you get to focus on the robots. Everything's all about the robots. Yeah, that's what we want in a Transformers movie.
You can tell who was a kid in the 80s and who was an adult in the 80s.
Yes.
I mean, Josh Cooley is our contemporary in terms of age and was probably like us, you know, traumatized by that movie, but you know, it gives you a strong emotion and attachment to it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I hate Lorenzo. He's just such a bastard. So
Dale, you're. I mean, this is not news, but you've always been pretty hard on Lorenzo. I see him as. I mean, I don't think he's like just he's being an asshole on purpose. I think he's just kind of the clueless money guy. He's just like he's the producer. He's the money guy. He cares about making money on these movies. He cares less about the actual content, and so
really,
it's like,
yes. But that's the problem is with him is he is the money guy, but he's also the money guy who believes he knows best, and he's
that
the
money
guy
brings some amount of creative input,
right? So he's the guy who's going to come in and make a suggestion and be like, "Oh, I think I think Bumblebee shouldn't talk for 7 movies." Okay.
Especially in the movie named Bumblebee
thing, right?
Make it like Herbie the Love Bug. That'll be great. That's awesome. Make it like Herbie the Love Bug.
Yeah.
Well, no, thanks.
So, I think he's in a position where, he could just be the money guy and go in, and he could, be the best producer ever and just be silent and just be like, well, what do you need me to pay for? Right. But he's a dangerous producer where he can come in and he can, he's got to be super vocal. Right. How many other movie franchises, right, have the producer getting interviewed? Right. With the Marvel movies, the only guy that is part of this thing is Feige, because he's in charge of all of it.
I mean,
right?
He's a producer.
Well, yeah, he's a producer, but he's in charge of all of them. Yeah. Right. So everyone wants to hear what he's got to say when you get, when you have all the stuff all connected together, they want to talk to him. But we were talking about the Kong movie because the writers now did that, right? That's a big universe. Do we ever hear from the producer of that? Right. The only ever time I remember hearing about from a producer about something I was watching was when I used to watch The Walking Dead. They had that after show called Talking Dead, and they always had the producers on and talk about it. And I thought, well, this is,
in TV, producer is a different role than in movies.
Yeah, there's like a showrunner or something like that, right? So, yeah, but yeah, so it's, I mean, that's just, I don't often hear from producers, as often as I do with Transformers movies. Now, that being said, we in our position are hyper focused on Transformers, so there's a good chance that there are interviews being done with people in the Ghostbusters fandom that are hearing from producers on those movies too, right? So, but us being not hyper focused on Ghostbusters are not hearing from those producers, right? So I don't know, I'm sick of hearing from Lorenzo, right? He's always involved, and I think he needs to be less involved. Get the creatives in there, and you just sit there and be the money guy. Open your wallet when he's opening, and and that's it. That's all you need to do, and then collect the money at the end because you got the right people involved.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think there was a couple other things in this interview I thought was interesting. Zev Foreman, who is the head of the Hasbro Entertainment side, mentioned that this animated Transformer movie is not part of the relationship with Paramount that was pre-existing for live action movies. So they had to create a new deal just for this. So
Right. Makes sense. It's not live action. So.
well, but yeah, I mean, so they went to Paramount. Everyone agreed, and got a new deal just for this. And I thought that was interesting. So if it does well, which hopefully it does, maybe we'll see a lot more animated movies as well. Mm-hmm. And then Josh Cooley talking about, previously he did Toy Story 4. And someone asked this is a toy franchise. How'd you approach that? And he's like, I didn't approach it as toys. They're characters. Mm-hmm. He's like, they can do so much that the toys are limited to, in Toy Story, they're limited to what the toys could actually do. This are just, they're on another planet. They're robots, but they're characters. So that's how he approached it. I'm like, this guy gets it. This guy is the right person.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I hear stuff like that, and I think in the last few years, the Transformers movies have been able to gather some really, really great directors.
Mm-hmm.
We've had Travis Knight, Stephen Caple Jr., and now Josh Cooley, and all of them only come in for one movie and get the hell out, right? None of them stick around, and I'm wondering why that is. So, Travis Knight left to do and run his own like animation studio or something like that, right?
Well,
and
he's also involved in Ghostbusters, right?
Is he involved in Ghostbusters now? I didn't know that.
Oh no. Sorry, I'm not thinking of. I was thinking of someone else.
And Stephen Caple Jr., I think we just heard that he's not going to be part of the sequels or anything like that. So me hearing that Josh Cooley's also part of that awesome director club that, we're really excited to have and see what he's capable of doing leaves me kind of worried that, okay, well, if this movie's decent, will he just bugger off afterwards? So, I worry about that kind of thing because Transformers is a big franchise and we tend to go, and once something works, they just kind of throw money at it and just keep producing movie after movie after movie after movie. So I would like to see this thing continue on because I'm sure, like, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know exactly what the story is, but I can kind of piece together what they're going to do. But this can snowball into a at least a trilogy, right? So
I speculated the sequel is going to be Transformers 2.
Yeah, that's it has to be, right? So it's it has to be a trilogy, and then it would be nice to see Josh Cooley get to finish a trilogy. So yeah, I don't know, but I think the takeaway from this for me has been something that I've been saying for years: is that the DiBonaventura needs to get the hell out of the way, let the professionals work.
And DJ Run in the chat saying that, I guess Lorenzo is going to say that Transformers 1 is a sequel, prequel, reboot, and continuation and remake of the Bayverse and the 86 movie.
Yeah. Yeah. At one point, this will all become, and he'll it'll all snowball to a point where he'll almost shot for shot remake the 86 movie. And he'll be like, yeah,
and
the 86 movie was original. Great. Yeah. He'll just take credit for it. He's like, the 86 movie was perfect, and we just wanted to update it for a new crowd. And we'll bring up this Variety article and be like, look what you said here. So anyway, not a happy person with Lorenzo.
It's okay. It sounds like Josh Cooley is taking the reins, and hopefully that'll put this on a good path. So I'm looking forward to this coming in September. So
me too.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all our media news, and we will finish up the show with convention news.
All right. TFCon Toronto just had a big announcement. Stan Bush is going to be attending. He needs no introduction. He's, a bunch of the songs on the 86 movie soundtrack that we all love so much, which soundtrack probably has something to do with why we have such an attachment to the movie. he was behind all that. I believe he has a new album out, or at least a new single out, or I saw on social media. So I'm sure he's going to be selling some new stuff, but also signing and selling old, 86 movie stuff. So check him out. I've met him before. He's real nice, and doesn't say anything about a concert. I doubt there would be a concert, but I'm sure he's going to have a panel. So, and then we have over at TF Nation, Ed Peary, who is an artist on a number of the IDW books, Fate of Cybertron, War's End, number of the mainline Transformers book. And then also he does Sonic, Godzilla, and Dungeons and Dragons for IDW as well. So he's going to be there. I think he's also helped out Jean-Paul Beauvais a lot on some colors side of things. So check him out if you're going to be at TF Nation in August. And that is all we got for convention news.
Okay, and that will take us to the end of this episode of Transmissions Alt Mode. Thanks, everyone, for watching and listening. Of course, at the end of every episode, we give a shout-out to our Masterpiece Donatrons. These are the folks who continue to support the podcast at our highest level on Patreon, and we think that deserves a mention in every episode. So thank you once again to John Forex Levingood, Demon Tech 82, and Steve C. You guys rock. And thank you to everyone who continues to tune in every week, either on YouTube or on your RSS feed. Thanks for watching and listening. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. Want some cool transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. We'll see you next time.